Administration administration system, public, private, mixed. Why Fraport has chosen the actual model?
Yeah, well, answering this question, you have to differentiate between what we have done here in Frankfurt, where basically the public authorities have sold down their shares, and now Fraport is owned 51% by the state of Hesse and the city of Frankfurt, but being publicly traded, so we are a private company, being project orientated. And then on the other hand, we have airports which were operating international, and there we have various schemes such as management contracts or concessions. In our experience and overall, I would say the more private sector influence you have, the better the airport can be managed and the more efficiency gains you have, which then can be passed on to the users, meaning the passenger pays less for better service.
Regarding revenues, what are the actual results of Fraport?
Fraport had revenue of 2.05 billion euros in 2009. Roughly 16% of that came from non-Frankfurt-based subsidiaries. That is mostly our international airport portfolio, with 16% contributing to revenue. 32% of our revenues are ground handling, which is something that Fraport is doing here in Frankfurt, which is rare. And 35% are aviation revenues, and roughly 20% are retail and real estate revenues, which are also the biggest driver of profits here at the airport.
Regarding the volume of passengers and cargo, what is the positioning of the airport in comparison to other airports in Europe?
Frankfurt Airport in the year 2009 ranked number 3 in Europe, behind London Heathrow and Charles de Gaulle. In the global rankings, Frankfurt is number 9 for passenger traffic and number 8 for cargo tonnage. We are indeed the biggest cargo airport in all of Europe. If you look only at international passengers, we move higher up on the scale globally. We would be number 4 in the world for international passenger traffic in 2009. Traffic has been growing very briskly in the last months, particularly in the last quarter of this year, and we are expecting that for the year 2010 we will have well over a 4% increase in passenger traffic. In real terms, last year was almost 51 million passengers and almost 1 million metric tons of cargo. 2 million metric tons of cargo, sorry.
That's fine. How is the relationship between the airports and the community around it?
Well, I think we've worked very hard in that respect over many decades to create a strong relationship with the various stakeholders at the airport, be it the communities immediately in the vicinity that are affected most by aircraft noise. Of course, all airports create noise. That is the nature of an airport as a business. But we work on a broader basis as well with other stakeholders in the community. We do a lot of innovative projects in terms of helping young people do apprenticeship programs at the airport. We have very many different trades within Fraport as a company. We have many different other partners at the airport, airlines and concessionaires and a whole range of companies at the airport. These are all stakeholders. So we're working on many of these different projects. Environmentally, Frankfurt is one of the leaders in Europe, if not the world, in terms of environmental initiatives. We are in fact the only airport company listed on all of the major sustainability indexes worldwide, such as the FTSE4Good Index and the Dow Jones Sustainability Index. So we are doing many significant things in the area of environmental activities. With our new runway, which is coming on stream next year, we will be investing well over 100 million euros just for environmental offset projects such as reforestation, land banking and planting shrubs and trees. We've done other innovative things in terms of biodiversity, protecting bat populations and various insect populations, relocating them because of reconstruction activities at the airport. So we're very proud of these activities. It's part of being an airport operator here at Frankfurt and around the world to work as much as you can in harmony with nature and your stakeholders in the region that you operate in.
What are the investments done by Fraport in the last 5 years?
Well, I think for us, more specifically, it would be important to note the sheer magnitude of investment that Fraport is making here at its home base, Frankfurt Airport. We have a major program in place from the years 2007 through 2015, a €7 billion investment program. Most of that is happening right now. Last year, we invested over €1 billion. This year will be the same, and next year as well. These are our heaviest investment years. But again, a total of €7 billion through 2015. This is for our new runway, for a new Terminal 3, which will be started later, and also for a massive redevelopment and expansion of our existing terminal facilities, but also a whole range of other infrastructure enhancements at Frankfurt Airport. Our goal is to keep Frankfurt in the global league of airports for cargo tonnage, for passenger traffic. We are confident that we will continue to be one of the key players in the global air transportation system.
What about the challenges? What are the biggest challenges of the airport today?
Try that from your point of view, and then I'll add my...
Well, I think speaking from a global perspective for our global airport portfolio, not for Frankfurt only, in general, an airport is always a strong facilitator of regional growth, and once that is recognized, the overall relationship between the airport and its stakeholders get much easier. Nonetheless, you are usually looking at leaps in technology that will drive investments. You have increasingly demanding passengers all over the world, which need to be satisfied. Otherwise, passengers that have a choice, and in the case of hub airports such as Frankfurt or Lima, which we're also operating, they will opt to just travel through a different route, and the airport will lose its passengers. So therefore it's very important for an airport to always keep up with the latest in technology, the best retail concepts, to really offer a passenger experience that is well worthwhile, with obviously efficiency, short connecting times, passengers not missing their flights or their baggage being a very important factor, so that an airport is keeping up or possibly even in increasing its attractiveness, and thus enhancing future growth, which then ties back into the overall region.
Well, let me add a few insights into the activities here at Frankfurt Airport in terms of what are the challenges and impact of different trends in the industry. The European marketplace is extremely competitive for airports. We traditionally benchmark ourselves against the so-called flap airports, meaning Frankfurt for F, L is London, and A is Amsterdam, and P is Paris. These are the biggest hub airports in Europe. Very competitive against one another, but also the second and third tier airports in Germany and the rest of Europe are very much competitive, and we have to live in that environment, but it makes us stronger. What we're also facing, though, is major competition coming from other regions outside of Europe, such as the Gulf states, Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Qatar. Huge investments being made in airport development. Those airports can develop at a much faster rate. They have different planning processes and different labor costs than we do for construction, so on and so forth. So it's a challenge to be able to expand Frankfurt Airport, do it very economically, to do it as quickly as possible, and that's what we are doing, I think, very well here at Frankfurt. What I wanted to say about that is also that the airport business today is very much interrelated. It's a global business, and you have your regional and your national and continental pressures, but you have to look at it in terms of the overall global competition that is affecting all of us in any industry for that matter. But the airport industry has become very much a global, highly competitive industry. And if you don't keep up with the technology, with the trends, the cost pressures, last year was the year that the airline industry lost more money than ever in the history of the aviation industry. So although many airlines are stronger now, this is still very much an issue for airports. What is the cost pressure? What can you offer in terms of services? How much can you charge for them? These are issues that are very much a factor for airports and for the development of airports in the future.